In the complex universe of human relationships, there are gestures that transcend words and communicate directly with our deepest selves. The hug is one of those universal gestures that, although it may seem simple at first glance, carries layers of meaning that many men cannot fully decipher. It's not just two bodies meeting momentarily, it's an energetic exchange, a silent language that can reveal much more than we imagine. When a woman hugs you, she is communicating something beyond the obvious. She is sharing her personal space, her warmth, her vulnerability. The way she executes this gesture, the pressure applied, the duration of contact, the position of her hands, the proximity of her body, are codes that, when interpreted correctly, can completely transform the dynamic between you. Mastering. This language means opening doors to deeper and more meaningful connections. But how do you correctly interpret these signals without being swayed by fleeting emotions or unrealistic expectations? This is where the age-old wisdom of Stoicism becomes a powerful ally. As a life philosophy developed in ancient Greece, Stoicism teaches us to value rationality over impulsiveness, to find balance amidst emotional chaos, and to respond consciously to situations rather than merely reacting to them. These principles are particularly valuable when navigating the often uncertain terrain of interpersonal relationships. Stoicism does not mean repressing emotions or adopting a cold and distant demeanor. On the contrary, it involves deeply understanding our own emotions and those of others, using this understanding to act more consciously and balanced. In the context of hugs and female attraction, this philosophy can be the difference between being just another ordinary man or becoming someone truly unforgettable to her. Imagine the following situation. You meet a woman you're attracted to. As you say goodbye, she hugs you in a different way, more intensely, longer than usual. In that moment, various thoughts flood your mind. What does this mean? Is she interested? How should I react? Anxiety can easily take over, leading you to act awkwardly or miss a valuable opportunity. It is in this critical moment that Stoic principles come into play, providing mental clarity and emotional control. Before diving into the different types of hugs and the most effective responses for each, it is essential to understand that Stoicism, applied to relationships, does not seek to manipulate or create false impressions. Its goal is to allow you to present yourself in the best possible way, understanding the subtleties of nonverbal communication and responding to them with authenticity and balance. It is not about playing a game, but about mastering an art, the art of building genuine and memorable connections. Throughout this content, we will analyze 4 distinct types of female hugs, decoding their hidden messages and presenting the ideal response for each, always guided by the timeless principles of Stoicism. This combination of practical psychology with ancient philosophy will create a powerful set of tools that will transform the way you interact with women, making you not only more attractive, but also more centered and confident. The first type of hug we will analyze is the quick and distant hug. This is characterized by being brief, with little bodily contact, and usually accompanied by those typical pats on the back. It is the kind of hug we often exchange with acquaintances, co-workers, or casual friends. When a woman hugs you this way, she is setting a clear boundary. It is a social contact, without romantic charge or particular interest. From a Stoic perspective, it is essential to recognize this signal for what it really is, without projecting desires or fanciful interpretations onto it. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught us to see things as they truly are, stripped of our emotional projections. Therefore, if you are interested in this woman and receive this type of hug, Stoic wisdom suggests accepting the present reality without frustration or resentment. This does not mean that the situation is unchangeable. Stoicism also teaches us that although we cannot control all external circumstances, we have full control over our responses to them. Thus, if your goal is to transform this distant dynamic into something closer, the Stoic approach would not be to force an unreciprocated intimacy, but to patiently work on building a deeper connection over time. The ideal response to a quick and distant hug is not to try to prolong it artificially or show disappointment, but to accept it naturally and focus on generating positive tension and moments of closeness in other interactions. Small gestures, such as maintaining meaningful eye contact before and after the hug, or a genuine smile that shows you are comfortable with the current level of intimacy, can gradually alter the dynamic. A fundamental principle of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control how the other person chooses to hug us, but we can control our inner and outer reactions to that gesture, reacting with emotional balance. Without anxiety or excessive expectations is in itself a demonstration of inner strength that naturally attracts respect and potentially interest. It is also important to analyze the context. A quick hug may be the result of circumstances. Perhaps you are in a professional environment or in the presence of others. The Stoic carefully observes all relevant factors before forming a judgment. If you realize that the environment may be influencing her behavior, you can seek opportunities for interaction in contexts more conducive to greater closeness. Remember that the hug is just a moment in the complex dance of human interactions. Stoicism teaches us to value the process over isolated results, patience over immediate gratification. If your interest in this person is genuine, Stoic philosophy suggests focusing on the gradual building of trust and connection, allowing attraction to develop naturally without pressuring her. The second type of hug we will analyze is the short but firm hug. This is a step beyond the distant social hug. It is characterized by closer bodily contact, a slightly greater pressure, but still with a relatively short duration. When a woman hugs you this way, she is demonstrating a higher level of comfort and closeness than purely social, although it does not necessarily signal clear romantic attraction. This type of hug exists in an interesting middle zone. It is not just cordial, but also not explicitly intimate. It is in this ambiguous space that many men make mistakes, either misinterpreting the gesture as disinterest or overestimating its significance. The Stoic perspective helps navigate this ambiguity wisely. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, taught that we should use our capacity for observation and reasoning to understand reality objectively. Applying this principle, the ideal response to a short but firm hug is to carefully observe the woman's complementary body language. Does she maintain prolonged eye contact before or after the hug? Does she smile differently at you? Does she seek your proximity in other situations? These additional signals will help contextualize the meaning of the hug. Practically speaking, when receiving such a hug, the Stoic response would be to hold it firm and be present, demonstrating calm, confidence. Do not try to prolong it artificially, but be fully in the moment, feeling the connection no matter how brief it is. This state of full presence, highly valued by the Stoics, communicates inner security that is naturally attractive. An effective technique is to respond with a slight increase in the pressure of the hug in the final seconds before parting. This subtle gesture communicates interest without invading boundaries, creating a small positive tension that can stay in her memory. Again, the key here is subtlety. The Stoics valued moderation in all things, avoiding excesses that could compromise the balance of the interaction. After such a hug, maintain the same calm and confident energy. Do not seek validation or show anxiety about what the hug meant. Stoic philosophy teaches us that our inner peace should not depend on external factors, including another person's approval or interest. Paradoxically, this emotional independence tends to increase your attractiveness in her eyes. An important observation: if you consistently receive such hugs from the same woman, it might indicate an openness for the connection to evolve. The Stoics valued prudent action based on careful observation. Therefore, if you notice a pattern of firm hugs combined with other signs of interest, it might be time to take a calculated initiative to advance the relationship, always respecting the natural pace of the connection. Remember that Stoicism does not preach passivity but conscious action. Seneca, another great Stoic, emphasized the importance of acting at the right moment. Thus, being attentive to the evolution of these hugs over time can reveal the ideal moment for a more direct approach, always maintaining the balanced posture that Stoicism cultivates. The third type of hug we will analyze is the long and warm hug. This is a much clearer sign of interest and attraction. It is characterized by extended duration, bodies fully close, and a general feeling of relaxation and comfort in the contact. When a woman hugs you this way, she is communicating not only emotional closeness but potentially also physical attraction. This type of hug represents a significant opportunity, but also a test of your composure and emotional intelligence. Many men, when receiving such a hug, become so excited that they act in an exaggerated or awkward manner, breaking the mood that was being built. Stoic philosophy offers an antidote to this tendency, encouraging calmness even in emotionally charged moments. The ideal response to a long and warm hug, according to Stoic principles, combines full presence in the moment with conscious self-control. Allow yourself to fully feel the connection, responding with an equally warm hug, but without exceeding the level of intimacy she has established. Maintain steady and deep breathing, something the Stoics practice to keep mental clarity in all situations. During this type of hug, you can subtly introduce elements that intensify the connection without seeming forced. A slight sliding of your hand on her back, a respectful lean that allows you both to feel each other's warmth more, or a gentle tilt of your head to create that perfect fit sensation. These gestures, when executed naturally, communicate that you are comfortable with the proximity and know how to nurture it. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of acting according to our highest nature, not giving in to primitive impulses. Applying this principle, the long hug is not an invitation to prematurely move to a kiss or more intimate touch, but an opportunity to build a delicious tension that increases mutual desire. The self-control demonstrated in this moment will be interpreted as genuine confidence and emotional maturity. As you part from a long hug, maintain eye contact for a few seconds longer than usual, possibly combined with a smile that communicates you appreciated the shared moment. This small final gesture creates an emotional bridge that remains even after the physical contact has ended, increasing the likelihood that she will continue thinking about you afterward. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value the quality of moments over their quantity. A single genuinely connected hug is worth more than dozens of superficial interactions. Therefore, when receiving a long and warm hug, be fully present in it, savoring every second of that connection without anxiety about what comes next. This ability to fully inhabit the present moment is extremely rare in modern men, who are often distracted and anxious, and thus it is incredibly attractive. It is also important to notice involuntary body reactions during this type of hug. Does she softly sigh? Does she visibly relax in your arms? These are invaluable signs that confirm the meaning of the hug. The Stoics were keen observers of human nature, and this attention to subtle details is crucial for successfully navigating the universe of attraction. The fourth and final type of hug we will analyze is the intimate hug. This is characterized by total surrender to the moment, bodies completely close, head resting on her chest or shoulder, sometimes with closed eyes, and noticeably altered breathing. This type of hug transcends casual contact and represents a clear expression of attraction and desire for greater closeness. When a woman hugs you this way, she is effectively lowering her defenses and showing vulnerability. It is a gesture of deep trust and genuine attraction. The way you respond to this hug can literally set the course of the relationship from there on. Stoic principles of balance and clear perception are especially valuable in this moment laden with potential. The ideal response to an intimate hug combines reciprocity with subtle leadership. The Stoics believed in the importance of living according to nature, which includes embracing our roles in different life situations. In a romantic context, this often means adopting a slightly more directive posture, always respecting the signals she is emitting. Practically, this means fully embracing the woman in your arms, creating that sense of protection that is biologically attractive to most women. Allow one hand to rest on her lower back, creating an anchor that intensifies the sense of connection. Maintain your breathing steady and deep, even if hers is accelerated. This contrast communicates emotional stability and presence. The Stoics emphasized the importance of correct timing. Seneca wrote about the opportune moments for action, and this principle is crucial in the context of an intimate hug. If you notice that she remains in the hug without signs of wanting to pull away, this might be the moment to subtly advance. This could mean a slight pull away just to establish meaningful eye contact, followed by an approach for a kiss if the signals continue to be positive. The transition from an intimate hug to a kiss should seem like the most natural development in the world, never forced or abrupt. This is where Stoic philosophy of flowing with nature proves particularly valuable. Instead of trying to kiss her, with all the anxiety that this mentality brings, simply allow the moment to evolve organically, remaining attentive to her signs of receptivity. Even if the moment does not immediately evolve into a kiss, the experience of a truly intimate hug can be more impactful than we imagine. The Stoics understood that immediate results do not always reflect the real value of an experience. Sometimes, unresolved tension creates a more lasting impression than immediate gratification. The hug that stays in memory, making her continue thinking about you in the following days, can be precisely the one that creates a sweet anticipation without rushing the outcome. It is important to maintain the same quality of presence and connection even after the hug ends. Do not let the created energy dissipate immediately by returning to superficial conversations or distractions. Maintain eye contact. Speak in a slightly lower tone of voice, creating a bubble of intimacy that extends beyond physical contact. This continuity of emotional connection reinforces the impact of the hug and prolongs its influence on her mind and body. Now that we have analyzed the 4 main types of hugs and the ideal response for each, let's delve into some fundamental Stoic principles that can elevate your ability to connect to an extraordinary level, regardless of the type of hug you are receiving. One of the central pillars of Stoicism is the acceptance of reality as it is, without illusions or denials. Applied to the context of hugs and attraction, this means honestly interpreting the signals you are receiving without distorting them to fit your desires or fears. If she is offering you a distant and friendly hug, accepting this reality is the first step toward any genuine evolution in the relationship. This inner honesty is unconsciously perceived by the woman and generates respect, even if she cannot articulate exactly why. Another valuable Stoic principle is the distinction between what we can and cannot control. We cannot control a woman's initial feelings for us, but we can completely control how we present ourselves, how we respond to her signals, and how we cultivate our own inner strength. Focusing your energy on what is within your control, your posture, your voice, your mental presence, your ability to be fully in the moment, creates an aura of security that magnetically attracts people into your orbit. The Stoics also emphasized the virtue of courage, not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. In the context of relationships, this means having the courage to show genuine interest when you perceive positive signs, to risk a greater approach when the moment seems appropriate. The man who acts with calculated courage, neither fearful nor reckless, communicates a balanced masculinity that is instinctively attractive to many women. The Stoic practice of mindfulness, of being fully present in the current moment, is perhaps the most powerful tool to transform the quality of your hugs. In a world where most people are mentally absent even during physical contact, the ability to be 100% present, fully feeling the shared experience of the hug, creates a deep impression. This full presence creates a sense of being valued. She feels that, in that moment, nothing else in the world matters to you besides that connection. The Stoics also valued moderation in all things, avoiding extremes that unbalance the soul. Applied to hugs, this means finding the perfect balance between responding with appropriate enthusiasm and maintaining unwavering centrality. Neither distant coldness nor excessive excitement, but a warm, controlled intensity that communicates both passion and self-control, a combination that is irresistible in the eyes of women. Another powerful Stoic concept is amor fati, the love of fate or of the circumstances presented to us. Instead of resisting the current reality of the relationship, embrace it fully, extracting the maximum value possible from it. If you are in the phase of friendly hugs, make those the best friendly hugs possible without anxiety about the future. This deep acceptance of the present moment paradoxically creates the ideal conditions for the relationship to evolve naturally. The Stoics also believed in the interconnectedness of all human beings. Applying this view, recognize that the hug is not just a means to an end, greater physical intimacy, but a meaningful expression of human connection in itself. Genuinely valuing this moment of connection, regardless of where it may lead, creates an authenticity that is instinctively felt by the other person. Stoic philosophy also teaches us about the importance of constant self-improvement. Enhancing your ability to be present, to read body language, to respond with balance to different types of hugs is a continuous project. Each interaction is an opportunity for learning and refinement. This mindset of constant growth ensures that your capacity for connection only improves over time. It is essential to understand that a hug is not just physical contact, but a true energetic exchange. The way she approaches, the intensity of the pressure applied, the specific points of bodily contact, the way you part, all these elements communicate valuable information about what is happening at the deepest level of the interaction. Therefore, developing bodily sensitivity is essential. The Stoics practiced a form of attention to the present moment that included full awareness of physical sensations. Apply this principle by becoming extremely attentive to all the nuances of the hug, the temperature of her skin, her scent, the tension or relaxation of her muscles, her breathing. These sensory informations offer precious clues about her emotional state and the meaning of the hug. A particularly powerful technique is subtle mirroring. If she slightly increases the pressure of the hug, respond in the same way. If she tilts her head to find that perfect fit on your shoulder, adjust your position to complement that movement. This mirroring communicates on the deepest nonverbal level that you are in sync, creating a natural sense of harmony that can stay imprinted in her memory for days. Synchronized breathing is another element that drastically enhances the connection during the hug. Without making it obvious or forced, start adjusting your breathing rhythm to complement hers. This synchronization creates a powerful sense of unity that transcends the merely physical. It is a technique well known to many meditation practitioners, and the Stoics, who valued breath control so much, would certainly approve its use to intensify human connection. The way you end a hug is as important as the way you initiate it. Many men simply pull away abruptly, missing a valuable opportunity to prolong the effect of the shared moment. The Stoic approach would be to gradually end the hug, maintaining some form of contact, perhaps a hand gently placed on her arm, while establishing that meaningful look that communicates that something special has just happened between you. It is also important to understand the role of context. A hug received after a deep and meaningful conversation carries a different weight than one exchanged as a casual greeting. The Stoics were masters at understanding the broader context of human interactions. Take into account the environment, the circumstances, the history of previous interactions when interpreting the meaning of a hug. This contextual analysis prevents misunderstandings and allows you to respond in a truly appropriate manner. For the Stoics, self-knowledge was the foundation of all wisdom. Applying this principle, be aware of your own tendencies and patterns when receiving hugs. Do you tend to withdraw out of insecurity, even when the signs are positive? Or perhaps, you are prone to interpreting any friendly gesture as romantic interest? Recognizing these personal patterns is the first step to transcending them, allowing for more balanced and authentic responses. Another crucial element is intention. Hug with clear intention, but without rigid expectations. The Stoics distinguished between directing our actions with purpose and clinging to specific outcomes. This subtle distinction is transformative in the context of hugs. Be fully present and intentional during the hug, without your satisfaction depending on it evolving into something more. This paradoxical detachment increases the chances of the connection deepening naturally. The strength of conscious touch cannot be underestimated. While most men hug mechanically or distractedly, the one who hugs with complete awareness, truly feeling the contact, genuinely appreciating the connection, creates a memorable experience. The Stoics understood the power of full consciousness in all actions, no matter how simple they were. Bring this quality of attention to every hug you give or receive. Also, practice the art of Stoic patience. If a hug does not immediately evolve into the level of intimacy you desire, accept it calmly. The ability to wait for the right moment, without anxiety or pressure, is a demonstration of inner strength that rarely goes unnoticed. Good things often come to those who know how to wait with presence and confidence. Remember that, as the Stoics taught, our value does not depend on others' opinions or approval. This emotional independence, the ability to fully appreciate a connection with someone without your happiness depending on it, creates an aura of freedom that is magnetically attractive. The woman feels that she is with you by choice, not because you desperately need her validation. Finally, but no less important, cultivate gratitude for every hug received, regardless of its nature. The Stoics regularly practiced gratitude as a way to achieve genuine happiness. Seeing each hug as a gift, an opportunity for human connection in an increasingly digital and distant world, transforms your energy and the way you receive these gestures. This genuine gratitude is perceived and valued, creating a lasting positive impression. In conclusion, the art of interpreting and responding to female hugs, when illuminated by the timeless principles of Stoicism, becomes much more than a simple seduction technique. It transforms into an expression of relational wisdom, emotional balance, and authentic presence, the qualities that are increasingly rare and therefore extraordinarily attractive in the modern world. The man who can maintain mental clarity during emotionally charged moments, who responds with balance even when his heart races, who remains fully present when most would be lost in anxious thoughts, this man naturally stands out, not through artificial techniques or manipulations, but by the genuine strength of his character and the quality of his presence. When a woman hugs you, she is unconsciously evaluating much more than your physical appearance. She is sensing your energy, your inner confidence, your ability to be present, your emotional maturity. Responding to that hug with the balanced wisdom of Stoicism communicates, on the deepest level, that you are a man who understands the subtleties of human connection and knows how to nurture it with intelligence and respect. Next time you receive a hug, remember, it is not just a social or physical gesture, but an opportunity for deep communication. Be fully present in it. Feel every nuance. Respond with balance and authenticity. And watch how this quality of presence transforms not only the impact of the hug, but potentially the entire course of the relationship. Stoic wisdom reminds us that ultimately, we cannot control whether someone will fall in love with us, but we can absolutely control the quality of presence and connection we offer in each interaction. And when you master this art, the art of being truly present, responding with balanced wisdom to different types of hugs, you create such a powerful impression that, even after parting, she will continue to feel its effect, thinking of you, reliving that moment of genuine connection in her mind. This is the true power of combining psychological understanding of hugs with the age-old wisdom of Stoicism, to create moments of connection so authentic and impactful that they continue to reverberate long after the physical contact has ended. Moments that can transform a simple hug into a memory she will revisit repeatedly, associating you with that rare sensation of full presence and genuine connection that we all, deep down, most desire.